I've got some copies of this email trail and things. So I thought if I give you a copy of this was something that is headed Yemi Balogun is the mole. We're recording this just for the sake of having it on record. This whole email trail that was suddenly sent to Ian Bell, I believe, right?
It was sent to Ian Bell and to Ian and Lisa.
Ian and Lisa, who are. This seems to be the pattern for this Chris to contact all of our staff one by one. He's tried it over the years. I mean,
he does seem on his email trail to call himself now Chris Edmund.
Yeah, I know. Because what we're reading here in this email trail, I mean, I read it this morning and it made me feel sick to my stomach, to be honest.
This is to Ian and Lisa.
Oh, it's okay. A friend and I have been willing to let Revelation TV management. We're the cause of all their troubles. The charity.
So he's talking about Sarah and himself, I would think.
Okay. I got to know Yemi in the early days, 2006-11. I always looked out for him when I visited Revelation TV. Cut a long story short, Yemi phoned me at the end of August 2012 to tell me that there was corruption at Revelation TV.
When I was coming back this time around to Revelation TV, I just deliberately, because I knew it was a surprise for every view and everything, I just didn't bother to tell anybody. So when I arrived, and they saw me. Then the next thing, Sarah just got in touch with me. So I saw you on Revelation TV. He said, oh, so how are you? Everything's okay. He said it was great to see you. So are you back with them? I said, yes, I'm back with them. Oh, he said, I'm happy for you and everything. But I thought it was strange because I know the kind of person she is. So it was just a few days later, she now came. Chris just heard you're back. He's upset. It's this and that. And he said, you sent some email to him over the years. He's going to really, blow it up, but you need to fly down to Southend immediately to see us so we can sort this thing out and whatsoever. And she kept on coming day after day. And, I've gotten to a point where I just thought, I couldn't be bothered. And the thing is, one thing I hate in life is that I hate blackmail. No one can blackmail me. So I wrote back to her, I said, listen, I don't have time, I'm busy, I'm moving according to what God is showing me, and you guys need to go and sort yourself out, and that's it. And he said, oh, Chris is giving you 24 hours, and then Chris wrote an email. He said, I haven't got it yet, because I haven't accessed my Yahoo email and everything. He said, I'm going to send you a copy. So she copied and pasted on the messenger. So when I read the email, I saw the whole thing, and I saw Chris was now like threatening me. He said, well, if you don't respond, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to release your email to Howard them and everything. And apart from that, there are some good guys in that organization. I can actually send that to you when I get home later.
Okay.
There are some good guys in that organization, like the Ian and the new prayer guys. He said they are, how do you put it? He said they've been deceived. He said, so you need to talk to them.
Which Ian? Ian Bell?
Ian Bell, and then Ian and
He's
Sarah.
a good guy.
Yes.
Right.
He said Ian Bell and Ian and Sarah. He said they're good guys. He said, so get in touch with them, talk to them. He said, because they have been deceived. So when I saw the email, you're threatening me on one hand, and you're telling me to contact these people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
No.
Yeah.
So you're telling me to contact these people, that they've been deceived. So that's when I said, well, I don't care. So I just left it. And the reality of the whole thing, of the whole story, is that at the time we were living, I was just, because I knew I went to pray and the Lord ministered to us, start a new channel. But at that time, what was utmost in our hearts was Africa, because we knew that Africa needed help. So that was what was utmost. But somewhere along the line, something just went wrong, where my wife had a dream, and in that dream, she said someone offered us a channel for £150,000. And then a few days later, I had a phone call from Adeyemova from the Christian Concern Group. He said, oh, someone wants to sell a channel, 150,000. But the mistake we made at that time, because it was a time of a lower level of spiritual, energy in my own personal life. I didn't go back to God and say, well, he said they offer us a channel. Is it for us to buy or just reject? We did it. So because the dream said 150, They offer 150, so we're excited. This is it.
So tell us, what money did you raise and from who? Because I keep hearing different stories.
Yeah. So what happened was that we raised money from our own side, from Amy and the husband, gave us some money, and then we had some pastor friends who just chipped in money here and
So
there.
can you tell us what you got?
Oh, we got about, altogether, it's about 100,000 pounds, roughly.
Okay, so we know of the 20,000 that came from the church in Yorkshire,
Yeah.
and we know about the 20,000 that came from your friends
Yeah.
at a church in London. Whatever money, particularly whatever money from people who are connected with Revelation TV.
Not really, because the rest of the money was mostly from like ourselves, whatever the little bit of money we had. Then Amy and the husband and their friends, they all really went out to just raise money.
Okay, I need to push you on this, Yemi, because I'm hearing different stories. So, how many other people? I mean, like Chris, did you raise money from there?
Chris I was actually going to arrive at Chris, at how I met
Okay.
Chris on the matter. What happened was that in the middle of raising this money, I spoke to so many people. I spoke to Eleanor and Obed, and Obed told me, said, well, Chris was the one that helped them to raise money to go to America and everything, so they might be in a position to help. That was the point when I got hold of Chris. I said, Chris, we have left, we are raising money for this channel. And Chris said, oh, I haven't got much money, but let me arrange to see you. So he came to see us.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came, he said, well, all I can give you at the moment is 5,000 pounds,
Yeah.
which he gave to us. So that's how I got in touch with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
But reality was that
What period of time was this? Was that when you had already left?
it was when I had already left, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was when I had already left. It was after I left that I met Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just nail you down. Any other viewers?
We got in touch with different kind of viewers, but
Yeah.
generally the viewers we were in touch with were mostly the African viewers, and then some pastors, African pastors. They were actually the main domain, because I didn't bother about because a lot of the white viewers I didn't know them personally.
So did any of the viewers give you £1,000, £2,000, £5,000?
Yeah, some of the African viewers, some of my pastor friends, gave me £1,000,
Right.
£1,000, 5,000.
Yes.
How much did you hand over to buy the channel to the guy who was selling?
It was about £100,000. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from your African friends who are personally known to you, how much else came in from different viewers?
Nothing. To be frank with you, it's the real Revelation TV supporters. I didn't have any relationship with them,
Right.
so I didn't bother. So the only real person I got in touch was Chris.
Yeah.
So why did Chris back you? Was this because you were willing to spill the beans? Because it says here, Yemi phoned me at the end of August 2012 to tell me there was corruption at Revelation TV.
So what Chris did, which with hindsight I just saw the picture of what he did. He gave us the £5,000 like a gift, and it was like a bait. Then he called me back, said, oh, he would like to meet with me. And he said, when he met with me, he said he has some money that he gave to Revelation TV. He's been trying to get back all these years. He said, so he said, in reality, if I can get that money back, I'll sponsor you. I'll pay for the channel and everything. So he said, but he needs some information, to work with. And I told him, I said, well, I haven't got much, but I said something to him which is considered and even all the way through. I said, look, this channel is one of the best channels on the Christian genre. I said, I cannot do anything for this channel to go down. I said, because you can't replace it with anything, because the other African channels are totally useless. So I said, but I can't give you any information, but if for instance, you have your own fact and whatsoever, and you go to court, and I am called forward by law, I'll go to the court and I can say whatever I know on that. I said, apart from that, I can't do anything. So he said, okay, no problem.
Okay, but he was trying then to bait you say, your words, in order to buy you. Was that it? To actually speak against...
He wanted some information. What he did was he said...
to speak against Howard and Leslie and Gordon Warner, yeah? Because it says here, he said that Howard, that's you apparently had said, that Howard and Leslie were keeping the airtime fees.
What actually happened was that, you remember, before I left, Sylvia and I were invited to a meeting with you all at Surbiton one evening, and I remember that meeting well. At that meeting, because in my mind, I had a different picture of things generally. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, I look at the body of Christ as a whole, that okay, what we need to do is, as a body of Christ, to just expand with quality channel to deal with the Islamic channels. Because we have about 24 Islamic channels on Sky. So I was thinking, with me being open and explain to you that look, when I'm getting this channel open, I'll get some support to get it going so that we can have a variety of channels dealing with these guys. That was my picture. But with hindsight, I see things differently now. So when I came to that meeting, and you now said, Yemi, what you're about to do is a competition.
Can I just push on one point?
Okay.
I've been told there's a viewer called Sheila who gave you some money.
Sheila?
Yeah.
Sheila? Is that Sheila?
The white Sheila?
Yes.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
That's Sheila, I think.
Sheila.
Okay.
I've never met Sheila. It's only after I left, I remember Sheila. They called me, good for you to have left Revelation TV. But no way.
Okay. Right.
That's the sign.
So as far as you're aware, there were no other viewers that gave you money. Chris was the only
one that gave me 5,000
one. And the others who gave you were all your personal
My personal contacts. Yes. Nobody on that side at all. Nobody to do with Chris or with Uncle Steve.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Can I just push on one other point? You said when you spoke with Chris that you said to him you thought we were a good channel, but you actually say in your email that you thought we were fraudsters. So that doesn't quite tie in with what you just said in terms of being a good channel.
It didn't tie in because what happened was that, at that point, to me, I was upset initially. I thought, this station is supposed to be a ministry. So when I've been told it's competition, then that means it's business. And if it's business, then something is wrong somewhere. Mm-hmm. So when Chris came along and gave us the 5,000.
But Chris is turning it around in these emails and saying that you were the initiator of all the information, not him. That's what he says, isn't it?
That's why I just believe sincerely that Chris is lying. Because Chris already had information. And Chris already told me that he's been battling with Revelation TV for years to get his money back. Mm-hmm. So I don't have a problem with Revelation TV because you don't owe me anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any reason to initiate anything. He was the one that needed to collect his money back, and he needed more information because I think at that point in time, he didn't have enough information to do anything he wanted to do. So he was just looking for more information. That was why he did that. But the reality, that bit, I just believe that he was just lying because what he does, from what is written, and when you see the email he sent to me, is that he plays people against the other to, at the end of the day, to just make himself look okay. But at the moment, I think he's in trouble. Because I keep thinking to myself, if you have enough information, then you go to court. But I believe because he didn't have information, he probably went to Charity Commission with the hope of using that avenue first.
Thank you.
And it hasn't worked.
Exactly.
So now he's turning around. That's why I was threatening. He said, I'm going to expose all these things, blow everything up. But if he said that to me, and not telling me to go and meet Ian and the wife and talk to them, said they are good people, but they've been misled. Then you.
In what way did they be misled?
Huh?
In what way did he say they?
He didn't say anyway. But I'll send you the message.
Okay. I appreciate the message to come.
Well, when we first saw the email, I've got to be honest, it's like you go, what on earth is this, as well, and
you can imagine reading it as the one who's been accused.
Oh, goodness.
And thinking,
my
goodness,
yeah.
they really believe
Horrendous,
this?
yeah.
It was upsetting to us because, from our point of view, not only supported Revelation in 2003, but now being here with you all, and we've been treated like family, and we're very passionate about Revelation. It was actually upsetting, even as the newbies.
Thank you for saying that. Because this is what I think the underlying motive is to destabilise the work of Revelation TV.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And by doing that is to inculcate into you false information,
That's
as
right.
we would see it.
Yeah.
Even though Chris, I would like to think he's just deceived. Do you remember an OB truck, an outside broadcast truck, being outside of New Malden Studios for
Yeah.
a long time?
Yeah.
Do you remember where it came from?
It came from Spain.
Right. So it existed.
Yeah.
You know what she would? It doesn't. Never existed.
Lie.
Okay? But these are the sort of things we're having to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay? These are the other lies that are being said. But they're not based on fact.
You see, that was why, when I looked at the blog they sent to me, and I looked through the whole thing, I saw some things that looked factual, and I saw a lot of innuendos and stuff. That was when I just cut off from, because I knew it was a lot of guys who were just bitter,
Okay.
and they needed to just take people apart.
Now let me just...
But you were bitter with them at the time.
I was upset, yeah, because to be frank, I can't lie to you. I understand. You can only explain yourself. I understand a lot better now.
Okay, if the bill was on the other foot, how would you feel?
Let me explain something to you. So, put another thing in the equation that we haven't really considered. And the reality was, at that time, see, I just knew just the basic stuff that I knew, which is there. But the interesting thing was that at that time, because we were going to start a channel, we needed a technical person on board with us to be able to do the work. So as a result, we actually had a relationship with Uncle Steve with the work. And a lot of times, he would come with me to...
Did you say Steve?
And a lot of times he would come with me to check some properties, to see the sort of ideal properties to use once we're able to get enough finance. And because, as a Christian, I can't lie to you. I know that at that point in time, Uncle Steve, this is what is going on, because I didn't know.
Oh, he was feeding the information.
Yes.
Really? Well, like what? Give us an example. This is really interesting.
No, because I didn't know a lot about what was going on, with this system.
But you knew us well enough, Yemi. You could have come to us and said, "Is this true?"
But at that time...
But we've been friends for so long.
But hang on. See, at that time, I'd left. Things got so bad. The last meeting we had, to be frank, because I was really upset, because I was thinking, why would they say this is competition? And
okay, all right. Well, all right. But tell me about Steve. So Steve was working for us.
Yeah.
He was. Do you know he's the highest paid person we had up until he left. And I'll say it on record. He was the laziest person. Okay? He did the least. So he was the one giving you information about finances of the company or what?
No, but the thing is that, you see, he wasn't sitting down with me and say, well, this is it. When he comes over, we go down to see properties and everything, we just talk generally.
Yeah. So what sort of things was he saying?
And in discussion, in discussion things will come up like, for instance, you say, well, it's just found out that the yacht that was bought has been sold.
The yacht that was bought?
Yes, been sold.
That comes up later. Which yacht?
He said there was a shot. He said there was
but who did it belong to?
Boat. I think he said it belongs to you.
Yes.
Yes.
And whose money?
That's the problem.
No, whose money? What did he say?
Oh, he didn't say whose money.
But what's the yacht got to do with it?
To him, it was like, like it was the wrong sort of signal to give to the public that, the station needs finance, but then the head of the station owns the yacht. So that's that sort of thing that was going on, really.
But the trouble was, the implication was, money is being transferred from the UK to Spain, charity money, and charity money is being used to buy luxury goods for the people who run it.
That would be the implication.
Would you say that was really what was thought?
That was the implication, yes.
That was the implication?
Yes.
What are the implications? What is going on in Steve?
So the implication really at the end of the day, because with that kind of information, it's like, these guys are living big. And, maybe like Mr. Petty said, it's funding from the charity.
Right.
So that's the implication of this whole idea.
So do you think then that this information, because we couldn't understand why the Charity Commission didn't investigate our finances first before they made an announcement that we were a bunch of crooks, okay? Because they believed either yourself, Steve, put up as the front man to make the complaint at the Christmas. The Charity Commission won't divulge who it is, and apparently there's 10 people involved. They've got a name. I mean, it may come out if I don't know about the foundation, but I'm thinking of taking it to court if I can. At the end of the day, when they give their final report and they find there's no money gone missing, all right, and all of this stuff is a bunch of lies, I said to Leslie this morning, Gordon, I am so furious that I am going to seek legal advice and try and find some recourse of getting recompense for the 200,000 or whatever it's going to cost us that the investigation is costing us because of a bunch of people that have fed lies to the Charity Commission and wasted public money, viewer money, and actually been a total distraction to us individually. We're humans, you know. When people say lies, it can drain you of your energy. Chris, didn't want to destroy the station. He
said he wanted to remove these crooked people from it so that the station can run well.
And the crooked people are?
Yourself, the management. That's what he mentioned.
I really appreciate you sharing this, because this will help, will be a big help.
No problem.
So he gave you a cheque for £5,000 for the work?
Yes.
Was it a cheque or cash?
It was a cheque.
He made an arrangement to pay you £5,000 because of all this information you've given?
Not because initially he gave us, when we met, he just gave us the £5,000 to just support the work. He said, I haven't got much to help you with. He said, but I've been chasing Revelation TV from some money they owe me for some years. If I get that money back, I'll be able to do more. So that was the first time we met. He didn't even come with this idea of any problem in it.
Okay, fair enough.
It was the second time he came around that he now started asking, information that will help him to get his money back.
Right, so that's his motive.
Yeah.
So possibly Chris is giving you that 5,000 could be interpreted or meant to be as an incentive to keep giving him information so he can go to his solicitor.
It could be, but at that initial stage, it didn't look that way. Because the initial stage when he came to meet us, just said, well...
But money changed hands.
Yeah, he just said he was willing to support what we were doing.
Okay, what kind of timescale are we talking about? When did you have your meetings with him, Yemi, and when did you receive the 5,000?
Oh, the fact that I was came in just a few days after the meeting.
What I'm struggling a little bit with, Yemi, is the money was given in 2011, and yet he's saying a year later, you were meeting, and certainly these emails were all a year later. So this sounds like your discussion and your relationship with Chris has been going on for quite a period of time.
Okay, going to the next paragraph, Chris is saying here, so you can imagine that I was livid to see him, that's you, I presume, Yemi, to return to Revelation TV, which you did about 4 or 5 weeks ago, or 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, and tell the viewers that everything was okay with the channel.
Yeah.
Why do you think you wrote that?
Why? Because of the discussion we had before, the information he had already before, that is why I believe, he reacted that way. And I suspected he was going to react that way anyway.
Did you?
Yes,
Good. Because I know you said that, you shared with me when you did come back a few weeks ago and said that you got the wrong information and you made, if you like, a confession in that sense.
Yeah.
What convinced you that everything at the channel was okay? And just as a matter of interest.
Yeah, because when I left initially, and when I left and all through the period, I do a lot of soul searching. And to me, I just want to make sure I'm on the right side of God. That's my doing something. So soul searching to see what is what. And when the Charity Commission, because I still believe it's Chris that made the upgrade the Charity Commission. When Charity Commission report came and exonerated Revelation TV, my wife was very excited and I said, praise God. Then Sarah sent the blog link to me, and in that blog they discredited the thing again. They discredited the charity report.
Really?
They didn't discredit it. They said something like the report the report, exonerated Revelation TV in certain aspects, but they're still on it in other aspects.
Yeah.
So when they said that, that was when I thought, no, these guys, they have some other agenda. Something is wrong. And to me, because I have so much respect for governmental organizations, that if they say this is it, then that is it. So if that is it, then there's nothing to worry about.
One of the investigators is an ex-policeman. They don't pussyfoot around.
That's right.
They're all of a little bit disappointed that the Church Commission hasn't put us in jail, or their investigation hasn't led to us being put in jail.
They are disappointed. From their writings, they are bitter, and like I just believe that they need help.
What sort of help?
They need help.
What sort of help?
Spiritual help, and if they're humble enough, they should be able to understand that, look,
they started all this. They started all this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that, you see, I teach it a lot. It takes two things to really function in this kingdom: honesty of heart and humility of heart. And the Bible says when you have honesty of heart, you attract God's mercy. If you have humility of heart, you attract God's grace. So if you don't have those two, there's no mercy, there's no grace.
They've drained our energy. They've said things. My name is Mud. Do you know, when I play football with some of the guys, they know. They read the blogs, and it is really so painful.
And what about that for a finish on his right foot? Very relaxed, sticks it in the top bin. Very impressive. Very relaxed, very confident in front of goal. He knows how to score a goal. All in all, very impressive. And you can see he's really working the goalkeeper here. Terrific finish with his right foot, punishing the goalkeeper, to be honest. That's really good technique, that. As you can see, knocked it in the top corner.
I'm sidelined to some extent. This is so wrong of what they've done. I want to swear.
No, you can't.
All right?
Hang on. You see,
it's so wrong, Yemi.
I know. At the end of the day, we need to understand something. You cannot start a good work in the kingdom and expect the devil to sit back.
Exactly.
And
So
the
devil's work.
The devil will use people who are not connected with God, or people who are even connected with God, but they are weak to understand what is going on. So those things will happen. Though, it would definitely happen, but the things at the end of the day, God only uses those situations to make us stronger and better.
I think I need to come in, because at the moment we're blaming Chris, we're blaming Sarah, we're blaming Steve, and so we're diverting attention off you. And what Chris says is actually the mole is Yemi.
You say that because the reality...
But the evidence here also suggests that's to be the case. But the emails are here.
Yeah.
And unless you can sort of tell me, otherwise, you don't say, oh, by the way, Steve mentioned to me there was a yacht. You just say, oh, by the way, the yacht, they've sold the yacht. I think they can sense something is brewing. Well, I mean, that's implicating that you're as much a part of the conspiracy as they are. So how do you convince me that you're not?
Number one, if you check the timeline of the materials, I've been out of Revelation TV from 2011. That was, I think, around May or June. And this whole thing running around 2012. So I don't know what's going on with the Revelation TV. But what was in those materials were information that being relayed to me. But because they were being relayed to me by somebody who didn't want to be known to be relaying things, so I had to just present to this gentleman. That's where I came in. But in reality, I got nothing, nothing at all to do with all of this. Because to me, in particular, I always made it clear. I said, this station cannot go down. It's a superb station.
And who, with all due respect, Yemi, and this is what I don't know, and I wrote to Steve this morning, Gordon, nobody else knows about this. Right. Who made it what it is? And apart from God, okay? But who made it? Whose endeavours, hard work, long hours made it what it is? Who?
To me, the instigator of the whole matter is Chris.
No, who made Revelation TV this great channel that mustn't go down? Because I've heard this more than once this week, right?
Yeah.
This is Sarah's. We don't want the channel to go down.
Yeah.
We just want us to go down. The people who are really work so hard
To make it happen.
yeah, and sacrificed.
It's just you.
All right, you might not think there's been sacrifices.
You mean me?
No, I'm talking
to the guys. Okay.
you guys as well out there.
No, to me, you were the guys who built up the station.
Yeah, so why are you attacking us? Revelation TV could be like the other crappy channels, right? But why? Why is it? Because of our hard work, Yemi.
If it was a crappy channel, the devil
No,
would have a
but
problem.
why destroy the people who drive it? Stupid.
You see, I suppose, Yemi, I don't know, you just said all your desire was to maintain the channel. But that's not what your email says, because your email says, like I told you, I'm mainly preoccupied with getting this channel, that's your new channel, going as a witness against the fraudsters. They're your words.
Yeah,
So you're the one who's saying, we're fraudsters.
No,
It's not Steve, it's not Chris. Unless this email is a forgery.
Is it?
No, hang on a minute. Oh, please, don't get it wrong. Don't misinterpret it. When I say as a witness against the fraudsters, what I have in mind, what the ministries and the stations have been operating against, even when I was in Revelation TV, it's not Revelation TV because...
Well, your next line says, I know when things get hot for them, and you're saying it's the other TV stations, but it's not. I know when things get hot for them, under cross-examined by legal experts, we will get more information and the true Mr. Petty will be known.
Right.
So you're talking about me?
Yes, I was talking about you.
So you're saying I'm a fraudster?
This station is a business, not a ministry, after all.
But what benefit has Gordon and Lorna got out of Revelation TV?
I don't know, to be frank with you.
Great. You don't know. Neither do the others. But when the investigation comes out, you'll see there's nothing, that they haven't earned anything, they haven't been paid anything. They're wealthy on their own hard work that they put in over their lifetime. Okay? And that might get up people's noses as people, sadly, Christians don't really like other Christians to prosper. Or some people don't. And we're not into the prosperity message, that's the irony. But God blesses us anyway. Anyway, it's so annoying, so I can't tell you. I mean, I know you've had a change of heart, I mean, you say you have. How are these others going to feel once they realise that there's no substance to the things they've been saying?
Well, like I wrote to Sarah, I said, you guys have to just search your heart out to get the right information, and then based on what the Spirit of the Lord is telling you, do the right thing. It's as simple as that. I said, I'm just operating according to what God is showing me now. And the reality is that I have operated on assumptions, with wrong information for several years, and it's become a lot clearer to me. And since it's clearer, I just want to be at peace with everybody and just move forward in my life.
And initially, where did the money come from?
Initially, I knew you borrowed some money from somebody and you paid back. I can't remember how much.
Paid back. And we still owe on our house. We remortgaged our house.
Yeah, I remember you remortgaged property initially, yeah.
And do you know what? My understanding is that the office, which was run by Sarah, which was a separate building to where the studio was in London, allowed conversations to take place that I never put any money in at all in the beginning. That was just another lie.
No, but we know you remortgaged the property in service.
Who knows?
I know.
I know you know. Where do you think the money came from for all the new cameras and kit that we had in?
So you said someone borrowed you some money at those initial stages, apart from the fact that you remortgaged the house.
We paid for it out of the money that 21st Century earned. It was about, in those days, I think it was about 400,000 or something. We actually gave that equipment to the foundation. But We also gave 350,000 cash, through the bank transfer to the foundation, out of the money that we had earned. My accountants thought I was mad. I'm going to go to the Charity Commission with this and say, this is the crap you believed in from these nutters, and see what they say. It's going to cost us over 100,000, maybe 200,000, this whole thing, apart from the heartache.
I think it's all the time, isn't it, and the energy.
27,000 documents had to be scanned, which we had to pay for, to try and find these things about the yacht, about this, that and the other.
Well, they wanted from a period from 2009 to when the investigation began in 2014, they wanted every single bank statement, every single invoice, every single consultancy fee gathered together, which took an enormous amount of time for those 5 years. And then they took them all away and they photocopied every one of them, scanned every one of them, charged it, put it onto a disc, put them all into order so that they could cross-reference to try to see where money was going disappearing and the like. Because that's what the press release said.
Yeah.
The press release said misappropriation of funds. That's what they clearly believed. And they believed it because a certain number of people, which we've been told is 10, complained to a charity commission. And unfortunately, what's being said is that you're part of this group.
No way. No way. I can swear an oath to that. And if you talk to the people themselves, they will confirm to you.
Well, they're not, you see. They're saying like this one from Chris to Ian and Ian at Bell and to Ian and Lisa. He's saying you're the mole in the camp.
No way. When I was talking to him, it was based on information I was getting through at that time because I wasn't with Revelation TV. But I'm not. I have never been with them. I'm not part of them at all. I only spoke to Chris separate, but I don't even have a clue who all these guys are. Apart from the fact they sent me a blog, I went through the blog. I saw several names, but definitely I'm not part of it. Definitely.
We're only seeing the 7 emails that you wrote.
Yeah.
We're not seeing anything of what Chris may have contacted you or written to you.
That's why I was surprised that he sent this. He didn't send what he wrote and everything.
Well, he wouldn't, because he obviously wants to put you in the worst possible light.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
But I'll get those emails out. Definitely.
Right. So do you have them here in Spain? Or
Yes, I can access them because they're on my system. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that is in this circle of trying to bring us down? Could you name some of the names that you know of?
To be frank with you, I don't know.
Well, name who you do know.
I don't know.
Well, you know Sarah. You know Steve.
I know Sarah.
Okay, just
I know
have them
Sarah.
out.
I know Sarah and I know Chris.
Yeah.
That's all.
And Steve.
I know Chris, yes. I know those three. Yeah.
You don't know. You haven't been either through email or contact or phone or meetings talked to anyone else.
Never.
Okay.
The only
Like
person-
So the only person.
Gordon's blog.
The only person I dealt with on email was just Chris. No one else. I didn't even deal with the Sarah or Steve or anybody. Nobody.
Yeah.
No way. I don't know him. I know he was on our channel, but I don't know him one-to-one. We don't talk.
So how did you get a copy of Sarah's blog?
Sarah sent it to me. She sent it to me on Facebook. She became my friend on Facebook and he sent it with the messenger. So that was how I came to know about it.
Can I also ask you, because when a couple of years ago, I think it was, that I held out an olive branch, I just felt, gosh, like I said earlier, I can't at this stage forgive these other guys for what they've done.
Yeah.
But, maybe in the time, God will give me enough grace to do it.
Yeah.
But I had enough grace to extend the olive branch seriously and genuinely to you, because, gosh, you were there right in the beginning. So I thought, all right, we all make mistakes, and you rejected it.
I did it actually. What I did was that and that was one of the things that God used to convict me. I sent a reply back that, I have forgiven you for whatever I think, I have against you. And then I just asked for your forgiveness as well. But, at the moment, I'm busy with a lot of things because I'm traveling to Africa doing things, doing a lot of projects there. So that was it. Really. Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, Yemi, that you use words like "they are bluffing," meaning us.
Yeah.
They won't want all the strange things to come out in a court of law, and I don't know what strange stories you're talking about. And that you say that it could be the end of the House of Cards. So you're calling Revelation TV a House of Cards.
Yes.
So they're tapping words on your part.
They are, but the reason for that statement actually is to do with the information I received from Uncle Steve, which is all that you have there really, saying that this is what's going on and everything. So just based on that, I was just explaining to him, was like just sort of encouraging and say, well, don't worry, this is what it is. But in reality, there's not.
I mean, looking at what you said this morning, if I was being cynical, I would say you believed what Chris and Steve and Sarah were telling you at the time, and the only reason you no longer believe it is because the Charity Commissioner found nothing. Because that's almost what you've been saying to us today. You've almost said, well, look, this is all the stuff you were told, but the Charity Commission haven't found anything, so it can't be true.
The Charity Commission hasn't found anything, and from what I know now, generally from coming in contact with you and what I see generally, and then what also helped me on the other hand is the spiritual dimension, the way the Lord visited over the years about this whole matter, just made it clear to me that, what I would have been doing all along was just wrong. It doesn't make sense. It's the wrong thing entirely, which is very painful and very shameful.
So how do we proceed from here? I suppose is a question that comes to mind. I mean, you've agreed to us recording this morning, which is good. We somehow need to have something because Chris's intent. I think my personal view is that Chris is now obsessional about the whole thing. I don't think he'll let go. I think he will attempt to go to court in some way. And he will certainly seek to include you on his side if he goes to court.
No, the reality is that he has no point. If he has any point at all, he would have gone to court ages ago.
So he's what he was hoping. We're not stupid. He was hoping that the Charity Commission would do his dirty work for him.
That's what I think.
And the fact now he's realising, hang on a sec, it seems that they haven't found anything. Yeah. They're still looking, because they had other people, investigators, like the tax man and the VAT man. I mean, it hasn't stopped.
Well, we've still got HMRC still going on at this moment of time.
Yeah, and it's all because of Chris, but that's fine. I mean, we take it in our stride now. We're a little bit better, a bit more hard-nosed about it, but it is an awful waste of resources, an awful waste of time.
Yeah.
That, Revelation TV, and that's because of the management, basically, right? And as well as the other guys who help, but they don't carry the can. They don't carry the vision. There are so many things we still want to achieve.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have walked away a long time ago.
That's right.
I tried to give it away years ago, sell it or whatever, but I repented of that because the Lord said He wanted me to do it, and obviously Gordon and Lorna have come alongside, and all hell has come against us, and we just don't need it, and especially from so-called brothers, and especially from those who work for us. I mean, it's like a stab in the back.
It is.
It really is. But anyway, what I think that we need to do, if you're willing to sign any paperwork or documents, is that all right?
I don't mind, because to me, like I said, my being with you is to do whatever the Lord wants done. At the end of the day, I've killed the matter.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to just help on that front, I'll be fine. That's why at the same time, I'm still thinking that even though those guys are funny guys, I'm still prepared to meet with them with the hope that they themselves will have a change of heart and be able to channel their energy into something positive. Because spending hours watching the channel every day, recording the channel, when you say you're
it's what they're looking for. That's what they spend.
Something's wrong.
It's they're besotted, or as you say, they're just, sort of, what's the word?
Obsession.
Obsession.
They're obsessed. But the thing is that they have no point, they have no facts, they have no nothing. So and that's why I believe that it's just a matter of them spending time with God and knowing exactly what God wants them to do. So, yeah.
But Chris has become a stalker because, I mean, he's been going, he went and picketed a meeting where Hugh Jackman was speaking at.
He's been to some of our viewers.
He's been to the office, to the doctor's surgery of Laura. He's been to see some of our viewers, knocked on their doors unannounced.
And he writes to, like, any new personnel he writes to, like Ian Bell, Ian and Lisa.
Yeah, well,
we knew it. We know it's going on. We're not stupid, but we just let it go because it, But it keeps coming up, and like this, it coming up again, and you just think, oh, how are we going to do? How are we going to stop this?
my intention is when I go to England to arrange to go see him.
Well, I think if you go and see him, then you have to have a witness with you.
Yeah. Because he'll tell you.
Because I think that if it ever came to a court of law, he would say, Yemi came to see me and said blah, blah, blah.
We can record it. We can record them.
Well, he mightn't agree to that. I think you have to have somebody present who's an independent, who can verify exactly what was said. Maybe even take notes at the time.
But he'd record it if you can. But you were willing to allow us to record this. I don't know whether Chris would.
And you're not allowed to record secretly. It can't be used in evidence.
In court.
Then it's better to just take a witness there, because ideally, I just need to see him and just talk to him and make him see some sense. So if it's a spiritual problem and needs help, you can see how one can help him. But at the end of the day, you can't carry on like this. It saps the energy, and I feel totally bad to actually be involved in any way because of the time, the energy, the money, and everything involved. It's very painful. With hindsight, it's something that I would have just loved to just walk away from and just mind my own business. It's not.
How does Sylvia feel about it now?
She feels bad. She feels terrible, and she was upset because she said, all along she told me that don't connect with these people. They're useless people. They haven't done anything good to do with their time. And but thank God for her life. Just the pressure was heavy on her.
I mean, for the record, the last 10 years, the Revelation Foundation has never paid a penny to Howard and Leslie. And the opposite has happened. Howard and Leslie have paid significant amounts of sums into the charity. And for the record, Lorna and I have never been paid a penny by the foundation either, even though trustees can be paid. But we haven't felt that right to do. I've always believed that the Lord caused me to be a tent maker, which was to earn my income by other means. But quite clearly, by what viewers say from time to time, they just think, well, it can't be true. Who would do such a thing for no money?
Because in England,
they can't.
That's the thinking.
They can't understand it. So then when you see things like, unfortunately, like this, then you just think, why bother? Why didn't I just walk away? We're both nearly 70, or you're 70, I'm nearly 70, and we might as well just enjoy
the rest of our lives.
The life that we have.
In fact, Lorna, that was right at the beginning. Lorna said, "I don't need this. I don't need this," and we were afraid that Lord Gordon and Lorna would actually just walk away because what a slap in the face it was to them. Just stupid idiots.
Well, we just feel that as long as Howard and Leslie are here, that the Lord's calling on our life is to assist them. And so I said to Howard, if you retire, I'll retire.
Well, this morning when I read your bunch of emails, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go home. No, but I have that option, Yemi. I have that option. And so does Gordon and Lorna. And then Revelation TV would just disappear. No, it would.
No, you
Trust me.
No, you got too far down the road to do that. But like I said,
I hate to be there. Well, no, I'd love to be there on Judgment Day.
No, you
because there's going to be some things said.
Yeah. But you can't go back. These sort of things just you should make you stronger.
Oh, it certainly has.
Better.
But But do you want to have stomach churn when you read things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it should make us strong, but it seems like we only started going away, I think 3 years ago, was it?
And Steve,
And the first time we went away was Steve. The whole thing blew up on that.
And he ruined that.
Yeah. And then, of course, this time away, these emails came through to us.
It's so sad because when he sent the email to me, I was saying I should just forward it to you, but I thought no, because you've been talking about this holiday for a long time. I said I don't want this.
And it cost us peanuts.
Yes.
Do you know that? We went for a cruise. Everybody think, oh, what was it, 800 quid each or something, including the airfare.
Yeah. But I just said I don't want to send this your way.
But unfortunately, the same day we got it.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad. Because I thought I'll just leave it to you. That's why when I sent.
Well, I didn't want to read it.
I said when you come back, I want to have a meeting with you guys. But it's very unfortunate.
Do you know what I said? Because when we talked about what we do, I said just let the den of thieves eat and fall out amongst themselves. Because the Lord had shown me a scripture as well before then, fortunately just a couple of days before that. I'll even make your enemies at peace with you.
Amen. Amen.
And may that come to be the case. Amen.
Yeah, but I just want to use the opportunity to just ask once again for forgiveness for everything that's happened, for my part of the whole thing. I'm really, really sorry. It's been a very painful journey. It's, and it's very easy to just walk away and say, well, there's nothing. But there is something. And I just want to be at peace with everybody. It helps in ministry, it helps spiritually. Because when you go to pray, you go to minister, it gives you freedom to flow. And that's why I want to just ask you to forgive me. Forgive me for everything. I'm really, really sorry.
Thank you.
It's very painful. And I believe God just brought me to this point to be able to sit with you and be able to just say that, publicly to you. And normally, where I come from, when you ask for forgiveness, you normally don't just sit and say, forgive me. We normally, and I believe it's the people, we normally would prostrate. I'm too sorry.
And I want to thank you too, Lord, for just Yemi's confession and asking for forgiveness, and certainly I release him into my forgiveness and have no sense of wrongdoing towards him at all. We just want to love each other, Lord, as brothers in the Lord, and we pray for that. And Lord, we just give to you all the conversations that we've been having this morning, and we just pray that you'll just take the words that we've said and just out of them bring good and bring healing and restoration. And, Lord, I pray particularly for the struggle and the suffering that Yemi and Sylvia and the family have experienced since he departed from us in 2011, and the repercussions which are going on even today with pressure from other groups for money and finance. And I pray, Lord, that you'll just restore to him all these years that the locusts have taken from him, and give him back, Lord. You know his heart and his desire to serve you and to work for you. And he similarly doesn't need this distraction, Lord, of the finances and the money and the blackmail. And Lord, so I'm praying that for him, you'll just bring release and peace into his heart, and just touch him and fill him with your Holy Spirit right now. And with Sylvia back at home, Lord, in the apartment, I just pray for him, Lord. Just fill him now. Jesus.
Bless you.